Arrendor is on the brink of upheaval. For centuries, the clan struggled against giants until 400 years ago, new dragons crossed the Great Sea, forcing them to unite and build the 10 Bastions. As the threat faded, the clans fractured into the 10 Kingdoms, and all but the last Bastion were abandoned. As ancient calamities stir and darkness rises in the east, my 4 champions must rise up to unite the kingdoms, restore the Bastions, uncover their secrets, and stand against this darkness as a declaration of war.
Calagon Dör. I will discover the secrets of my lineage and cement my legacy as one of the greatest adventurers of all time.
Please still in here. The migration of the dragons forced the migration of peoples and beasts, which brings death. We're all invasive species now, but I won't let us become extinct ones.
The name's Rodrick Elwood, the voice of this generation, and the greatest performer in the world. Oh, and you should see me with a bow.
And I, Arlyn Dursalai, searching for my father's sword, Trident, to bring justice to these lands. Together, we are the 4 Horsemen.
And this is Divine Inspiration.
Hello and welcome back, everybody!
Let's go.
Happy to be back in the DM seat this week, as things have changed around yet again in some ways, at the very least. Now, before we get started, I do want to just start by, first and foremost, thanking Joel for putting in all the work that he did for last week. That was awesome. Having introduced new mechanics, new characters, new crazy, weird ways to adventure and summon up tornadoes in the middle of a goblin city. We clearly got to see the full breadth of what it means to be the Destroyers last week. And hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that this week. So with that out of the way, I do want to just touch for just a moment again on just congratulating David. David, we love you, buddy. Sad you can't be here with us this week. Unfortunately, we do not have Michael either, so we've got our favorite guest in this week. You guys will get to see and meet back up with him in just a moment. But as we get back to it, gather around, get cozy, and enjoy as we tell stories of legend by Divine Inspiration, where during the story of the 4 Horsemen, last we left off, our 4 heroes, having started their escape from this goblin encampment that is simply known as Nasdaq's city, they found themselves in an unusual situation, faced with the threat of having to cope with goblin hordes, hobgoblins, and all sorts of different goblinoids, including gnolls, bugbears, and the like. They ended up having to set themselves center stage in the sights of all these goblinoids in order to save Barry, their dragon companion. As that continued on, they were met with a few obstacles. Some more difficult creatures along their path, but none more difficult in a sense than this unusual fey trickster known as April, who just suddenly appeared and revealed herself as a watcher, a guardian of a place that they had been to previously that they themselves had referred to as the Fortress of Angmar. And now, having come to, April now has set this entire place into complete chaos. Literally. Yeah. April has turned things upside down, backwards and inside out, as she has
Not yet.
continued to replay past events, grant certain people their requests, and always demand more whimsy out of each and every person that she can set her sights on. So, having just heard the horns go off of these goblins calling for reinforcements, you guys seeing Rodrick fall to unconsciousness and then be revived once more by this unusual fey trickster, you see now as Nindal starts handing out potion after potion, announcing that he's finally working on the very last one, and Cleave is over in the corner, choking out what, to the best of you guys, what you guys can guess, could be anything, as he seems to be slowly just spitting onto the ground. And so, as the footsteps grow louder and louder and greater in number, you guys can now start to hear the scattered screeches of goblins coming from the north in mass. For the first time, you understand now that the city that you've been looking at isn't just topside, but you can now hear, as echoed throughout chambers from all around you, you now hear calling out from below the ground these voices of goblins of varying pitches and volume, some closer than others. And now, for the first time, you can hear what almost sounds like an explosion off in the distance, followed by just constant chants. And with these chants, you hear just dum 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 dum, as the drum call clearly leads this goblinoid procession toward something greater coming your way. Nindal now crying out to you lot, I only need one more moment. Please, just buy us some time. Any amount of time will do. And as he turns around for a moment, oh no, he can see now the tornado that seems to be brewing from down south, where Arlyn had just called upon the Fey trickster, April, to grant his singular wish of causing this distraction. And as this whirlwind just continues to stir, you watch now, Arlyn, as pressed down with your shield on your back, the winds now almost create a vacuum, sealing you to the ground. And as you just kind of flatten out, slowly trying to drag yourself away from its grasp, you see now as these goblins clawing their way towards you start to take lift off the ground, and one after the next start to go airborne, and goblin after goblin, only to see now a bugbear go and take one final leap at you, and scratching at the back of your shield, you watch as now he starts floating off.
I can't believe it worked.
You hear, well, that's certainly more exciting. I'm certainly enjoying the whimsy now. And she says, well, that's one wish out of the way. What about for you, buddy? And she just looks down at Cleave, who you can now see is just like, still in a sandwalker form, just choking. Into the ground, where you can't make out what's just happened, but you can see now that the goblin that's been fighting him seems to be backing off slowly, and slowly just kind of masking the visual, as slowly but surely you see this mound start to grow from the ground, and you can see now where April has appeared directly in front of him. And you can make out the last little bit of a flame flickering on the edge of her finger. As you can see, he just and rather than blowing it out, he kind of coughs this flame out, seemingly by mistake. As she closes her hand, she says, well, that's 2 wishes. And vanishes.
Wait, who's the one that coughed it out?
Cleave. So, starting up top, still in initiative from last time, and I think the time before that, we're gonna start up top with Rodrick.
Alright.
And then follow that with Barry and Calagon.
Let's go.
Guys, I'm hurt! I'm hurt! Did you see what he just did to me? Oh, my legs! I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way to Nindal. That was his name, was it not? Anyways, oh please! He looks around, he sees a bugbear in front of him, and he sees the goblin and Cleave as a sandwalker.
He's just spitting out this like black tar from his mouth.
Cleave? That's disgusting. You should have more poise than that. Anyways, let me try and get around you. And I'm going to try and go around to make my way towards Nindal.
Okay. Go for it.
Let me use the ruler here. I can make it to about like under the bridge.
Cool. Yeah.
Oops.
Without
All
fail,
right,
it's not
so
too hard.
I'm going to move like there, under the bridge.
Okay. Fantastic. You can see now where just kind of swinging overhead, there are a series of different like hobgoblins and bugbears, goblins just kind of all looking down at you, and you can see now where one of the goblins has kind of like pressed his fingers through the little like slats of wood and is just kind of eyeballing you and calling out as though to like egg you on and threaten from above.
I point to him with my knife. I say, you better stay up there.
Very nice.
Is the tornado gone at this point?
No way.
Actually, wait, hold on.
No way.
That's not my full turn. I just moved. That's it.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
going
still
to
move more if
dash.
you want to dash. You can. Okay, cool.
I am going to dash and make it all the way.
Okay, yeah, fantastic.
Is he running where the tornado is?
No. The tornado is right around
Oh,
you,
the
down
red
by the
circle.
goblins.
Okay.
So if you can see this whole red area down here. All right.
Alright, so I make it all the way.
Fantastic. You watch as Nindal just kind of like motions off to his side, and he kind of looks at you. There's two of them done. Just grab whatever you can.
I'm gonna grab one.
Whoever needs one, please. We're running short. And you can see now that he's like miniaturized, and rather than being able to just like drop things into different vials, you can see that in his small form he's like hopping around on this table and grabbing these mounds of small ingredients by the armful and starting to kind of throw them in and having to shake his whole body to mix it in.
Am I able to drink it, or is that like a whole action?
That would be a bonus action. Yeah, that's fine.
Bonus action? Alright, I'm gonna pop one open and I'm going to drink it.
Fantastic. All right. Who is currently missing a potion? It's what? Cleave, the archaeologist Felgrin.
Missing a potion? What do you mean?
Yeah. Who has not shrunken down yet?
Oh, right. Cleave, the archaeologist, Belgrade, and me, Arlyn.
Okay.
Rodrick is small?
Yep, with 1 health. I just popped one now.
Okay.
Okay. And actually, yeah, Calagon got one last time, right? Where he caught it blinded still. Yep. Forgot about that. Calagon's blind right now.
Calagon is blind.
That's right.
But he's not Australian.
But
He's not Australian. Watch the last episode, guys. You'll understand that one better.
So bad.
Oh, man. All right, cool. Well, then, with that, the very blinded Calagon and not so blind Barry, you're up.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna need you to be my eyes. Let's see. I'm going to. Wow, you have a lot of new things here. Okay, all right.
He's got some cool stuff.
Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask Barry to just fly towards Rodrick. We've got to pick him up, buddy. And then I'm going to do a little prestidigitation of yeah, if I can do it with that. Otherwise, I'll try something else if you tell me I can't do this. But of my best of April's voice, just saying, now everyone hug the person nearest to you. Wow. And don't let go until I say. I'm gonna panickedly pretend I have to hug Barry.
That's great.
Okay. I don't know that it would normally allow like that much. It's usually like small like whispers, right? So
Yeah, if that doesn't work, I have a different.
I'll
ability
allow
try.
it, but at disadvantage if you want to still try that method. To make a deception check towards everyone around.
If it's not that one, well, okay, no. Either way, it'd be disadvantage. I wouldn't do all the other one.
Okay, cool.
All right, that works fine. Actually, he has a plus to charisma. Okay, let me bring up my other possible thing. My other one I would do is to do a psychic message to a few of their heads, which is free action.
That was not yet. Yeah.
All right.
Technically, no.
Okay, I don't have that. All right. Pause. All right. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna do my disadvantage. So disadvantage
yeah.
of what? What am I attempting to do?
It's just gonna be a deception check at disadvantage.
I can do that. Okay. Then that's gonna be a total of 10.
Okay. Cool. As you hear this voice call out throughout the chamber that you guys are all kind of encamped in here, you start to hear just like these laughs, these light giggles, and just the light applause of April from above.
Yes.
You don't see anything, but she definitely seems to be getting a kick out of it.
Yikes. Other than that, I'm just gonna try to go and pick up Rodrick if I can get close enough.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's certainly fair. As long as Rodrick, would you hop on board with him?
100%. Trying
Cool.
to hop on board.
Then let me see
As
how these
fast as
guys
I
are
can.
doing. Cool. As you do so, you hear now calling from the side. It's not going to be easy this turn, but Felgren and Jean are now calling out, saying like, oh, "Wait, don't leave us behind." Do you mind if I hop on?
Are they small?
And you watch now as they start
Felgren is.
shrinking down to size as
Okay,
well.
there we go. Oh, did Nindal finish all the potions?
Not
No.
all of
Okay,
them.
Okay.
He's working on one more still.
Well, I'll take anybody that's small with me.
Okay.
Although.
Wait, are we leaving Nindal behind?
No, I think no.
He's small.
I'll say.
he's making this
No,
up.
but Nindal is making potions, right?
Yeah. So he's making one more small potion.
Does he need to stay where he is to do that? Like at the cauldron or whatever? Yeah.
It definitely seems to be the case. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna start feeling around for. I'm gonna say. Felgren. And I want to push him off. You have to stay behind. You have to stay behind with Nindal.
He just pushes them off.
I still need a potion.
It is unexpected for him, but he is also in the heat of combat. And you did use your action. So, what's Calagon's save?
His like spell DC.
Yeah.
We're looking at a total of 12.
Wow. Okay. As you start like feeling around, and you can feel now the heavier armor of like the helmet of Felgren, and you start to say this, he like takes pause for a moment. He's like, "Wait," and then you just feel now as he reaches out, grabbing at your arm, as with just one little shove, he starts to fall. He's like, "No, wait!" And you hear this little thud below.
Protect Nindal.
You guys. All right.
We weren't high, right?
Cool. No, not especially. He's been keeping very low this whole time. And you know what? You didn't say anything for Barry, so I'm going to maintain the last known action that was stated. Do you remember what that was?
He would have been dodging all this time, I believe, but I would like to... If I could get to Rodrick and back, I would dash.
Rodrick already came to you guys.
Oh, he came to me.
So that's
I
too easy.
misunderstood. Okay, no, now I'm on a whole other
Yeah,
page.
I'm already all the way up there.
Okay, I thought he got under the bridge.
I dashed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man. Now I feel bad for.
What you need is Arlyn. That's what you need.
Alright.
Wait.
No, I'll park it right here then. In that case, all I'll do is fly up. And does he run out of these force breaths, or is that just like his thing?
You have to roll a d6 to see if you can recharge
Oh, like a real.
start of the turn.
He is a real.
I got a 3. What is that?
So only on a 5 to 6, I believe, does it recharge for that turn.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna jump up and attack the hobgoblin, and then come back down to my friends.
Okay. So Barry's just gonna go up and throw down with the hobgoblin.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit then.
Let's see what Barry's got. Barry's got a natural 20. Let's make it go! I love playing
That
Nami.
might do pretty good.
It's the worst. That was amazing. All right, let's see.
I wish I had a foghorn or like a every time.
Barry, there we go.
Nat 20 horn.
Now, ordinarily, that might will be 1d4 plus 2. Is it gonna be different right now?
What are you using currently?
3d4. 3?
Yeah, that's because he's bigger, right? But it was 3d4 plus.
For the breath weapon, it would have been, it was 4, but this is what, just like a scratch, a bite? What do you?
bite.
This is a bite. Then the modifier would change to +4, but
Okay.
that's it currently, I
But it's
believe.
still just a d4?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
Although he has multi-attack, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Alright, so that's
Yeah,
one of them.
Barry's
It's gonna
killer.
be-
Barry's dope as
That
heck.
was a 3, comes out to a 6 plus, you said 4, 10. 10 damage for the first attack.
10 damage for the first,
And
okay.
I'll roll the second one. Let's see, we got 16 plus 4 to hit, 20 to hit total.
Yeah.
30, 20, and a natural 20. Let's go, Barry. Carrying the team. Literally, you're about to. Alright. Alright, that's another 3. Alright, 3 plus another 4, 7. 17 total piercing damage on this hobgoblin.
Sheesh. You watch as Barry just kind of leaps up, and with everybody on his back now, you can see the excitement roaring as he just kind of latches onto the ledge with one arm and then reaches up past that and starts grabbing at the hobgoblin, pulling him down. And as he does so, the hobgoblin, slipping down, gets kind of caught up in Barry's mouth, and like a dog with a snake, and just flings him down. As you can now watch just the body of this hobgoblin flail off to the side, hit this wood, clatter to the floor, dead.
I was gonna ask if Barry's ever done murder before, but we have done actually just in this little fight. Barry's done some damage.
He's done a lot of damage.
Barry's killing it. And
That's what he's doing. He's growing up.
Okay.
all right, then I'll just go right back down to everybody else and say, I'm sorry, Felder. I didn't realize Rodrick was so close. I didn't realize Rodrick was so close. Sorry.
Okay. Fantastic. With that, it is now beyond Calagon and Barry's turn, and it is instead the NPC's turn, where you now start to hear the gathered chants directly around each of you, where just beyond that ledge, a hobgoblin pokes his head out above, a hobgoblin follows, and you start to see head after head just start to appear over top you all.
Here we go.
Oh no. Oh
And
no.
as they continue to move in, you just hear nyuk, 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 nyuk. And you hear now from far, far away up north again this, and the chants continue to get louder and louder as they now all die down, and you just hear a wave of yells of excitement from all around, echoing throughout all of the kind of cavernous entryways all about. First up,
Oh no.
Calagon. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna
Okay.
hit.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Alright. Ooh, I'm gonna change the die. That one has served me well until now. Let's see. Saving throws. That's gonna be a 9 total.
9 total?
So much going on already.
Cool. Alright. As you all now start to climb atop Barry, you see now where another hobgoblin just kind of lowers directly down onto this kind of support beam, if you will. And as he does so, he drops his body weight and with one arm kind of catches like a monkey hanging off the branch of a tree, kicking his body weight now with his legs directly off of it. You see as he just spears Cleave Calagon directly off of Barry's back, and that's going to be 2 points of bludgeoning damage to you as he now just starts towards taking another attack with a 20 to hit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that hits.
Yikes.
Tristan's payback now.
Okay. Total of 6 points of slashing damage.
Did Calagon have any whimsy? Did he have any whimspiration? I don't remember. I don't think he did. He's gotta go night-night.
So,
In his most serious voice, he's gonna say, "I am unconscious."
incredible. Okay. As that one starts tearing away at Calagon on the ground, you just see that he's just like... and he just starts looking off down towards the southwest as though in preparation of something else. As he now starts to back off, and he's kind of gonna stand closer towards Nindal, and you can see now where he's just staring Nindal down with this kind of mischievous look in his eyes. And yeah, now I'm just gonna start rolling a bunch of attacks at the rest of you guys with a natural 19. Natural 16.
So, feel pretty safe right now.
Okay. First one's coming at Barry because these guys ain't no fools. It's gonna be a 22 to hit. With a total of 5 piercing damage.
Hang on. We've looked at this. Yeah, where's Barry at? I think that was enough, right?
What did Michael send through in the general chat? Yeah, he definitely mentioned the health last time. So I'm gonna continue that on, and I'll say the other one's actually gonna probably come Nindal's way.
How many did it do?
5 points of
5.
piercing.
Barry's still up.
Yes. Yes.
Another 5 is coming Nindal's way. Yikes.
You're gonna hear like
Okay.
an eagle screech.
Yeah, you watch now as these arrows start flying about, and Barry trying his best to dodge. You see as one of them just kind of hits the front, like almost like bone of Barry on the wing, and he just kind of falls back for a moment in pain. As you can see, he's like almost like trying to keep from screeching and bringing any more attention to where you guys already are here. There are still many more goblins watching around as they're all now going to start just firing down. First up, Bugbear's going to, with his sling, miss. Goblin 12 coming towards Felgrin. That is also going to be a miss. Another
It's like
Bugbear
watching a
with a natural
sports
2
game.
is a miss.
Right.
Natural 8 with the Warrior. And a 14 base on the Hobgoblin with a +3. That's going to be a 17 coming towards Barry again.
No.
The 17
How's Barry looking?
will. He's not super awesome. Yeah, that will hit.
Okay. Is he looking rough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting there.
Then, as his final option here, Felgrin is gonna say, All right, guys, I'm tapped out. As you now just see this light flickering, and as it blocks this one final arrow, that's all I can do. Good luck from here on out. Mind if I hop back on? I can't really protect anyone now.
Barry licks him in the face, but does not answer otherwise.
Okay. Aside from that, this hobgoblin is going to climb his way back up. And you guys can all tell that there is a small army of goblins marching their way through the city streets now, headed
hear
towards
'em.
you all.
Oh, we hear him.
There you go. Okay. And as they start to fill this region, you can now hear the scratching against the earth as they now all start to spread and climb.
Oh no.
And you can now hear their climbing was not the end of this stampede that you had heard prior. With that, Cleave will be up, and I'll tell you what. I will say, for your sake, Joel, his action is going to be taken up. But as this goblin begins to back off of Cleave, I will allow you to decide what happens next, as you can now feel the pull of your soul as though splitting between two different people. You now get this unusual sense of identity crisis where Calagon and Cleave, best friends for years now at this point, start to almost blur vision one between the other, and their memories start to begin to haze.
I said, what vision?
One's blind. But okay.
So,
As now
Calagon just
Cleave
I want to
Just
attempt
Cleave's
to
eyes.
go home and wind up in Barry's body. Can I do that? And I just play Barry.
no way.
Roll the Whimsy dice.
I know he gave me an opportunity. I know.
Roll it.
Whimsy dies.
Do I go into Barry's body? Ask again later.
We'll find out next turn. As now Cleave is sitting there trying his best between breaths to call out to April. You see now this black muck starts to build up further and further, greater and greater. And luckily, in your favor for a brief moment, consumes the bugbear beside it. As now this massive ooze just starts to spread out
Oh no.
and fill the space around Cleave. And yeah, we'll move on past that now to Arlyn, followed by Rodrick.
Okay. So, I see this happening, right? This black pudding.
Yeah.
This black pudding.
Yeah, you would.
Okay.
Oh no.
Man, there's really not much I can do here. Alright. So the people in front of me are now gone, right? They are flown away, the tornado.
Largely, yeah. They're getting flung around actively.
I'm gonna turn around. Do I see any way to climb up to a higher level?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay, I will do that. Natural 19.
Plus 0.
Yeah, 19.
Natural 19. It's pretty good. Good time to have it too. All right. As you start kind of like crawling about and trying to get a good idea of what may or may not be climbable, there are a few places that you definitely take it that it wouldn't necessarily be easy for you like it seems to be for these goblins, but that in time you could definitely traverse. While you look around, you see that these goblins are scaling just like walls as though they're the floor. And one in particular seems to stand out. As now to your east, you can see where all those goblins are climbing up the walls over there. There seems to be one goblin, or I should say goblinoid, that is much, much faster, much more nimble than the remainder. As you can see, running along the walls on all four is this slender, white-haired hobgoblin with this iconic, beautifully engraved armor reaching over his shoulders, and this longsword dipped down below his neck, down his back, as like a beast, like a predator ready to take on its prey. You can see all fours just sprinting wall to wall, almost bouncing off of the structures here and heading southward now.
Is he making eye contact with me as he's riding?
You can see where his eyes are just darting back and forth, and he is clearly tracking a number of individuals during this combat.
Okay, so I'm going to go the opposite way of the tornado that is in front of me. I'm going to try to scale up to higher ground. Using whatever I need to use, a dash or whatever, to get up.
Okay.
What would you like me to do?
Yeah, dashing would definitely be helpful as the climb is going to be difficult. But yeah, you find a way up those tents given the fact that there are benches around. It's a little bit flimsy in certain parts, but luckily you do see that there are supports stabbed into the walls already, and they kind of give you a better foothold, almost like a rock climbing wall for a moment.
Okay, I am attempting to get to the hard ground part.
To the hard ground above, specifically?
Yeah.
You know what? Just for the sake of this, make an acrobatics check.
Okay. Not that great. Let's go. You sure you don't want it to be athletics? A 7.
It was a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, unfortunately, this is going to then take up a good bit of your movement as you just start to slowly just kind of trudge your way up here. And eventually you're kind of left leaning over the edge of this top tarp, but not able to make it all the way up just yet. As now trailing behind you, you kind of get this sense that this hobgoblin is clearly tracking a path leading around closer towards where you're at currently.
I'm gonna look at this hobgoblin, look at this tornado, try to see where my friends are, and I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna yell, I thought you would have made a bigger mess than this. This is nothing. And that's gonna end my turn.
Incredible. Alrighty, Rodrick, what you got, bud?
Oh boy.
All right, I am on Barry, right?
Yes.
And I saw the hobgoblin that just pushed Calagon off.
For sure, yeah. He's like just scratching into him, just like scratching at his face and chest currently.
I am taking out my longbow and I'm shooting him
roll
right
that.
in the face.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to roll. Does an 18 hit?
Does an 18 hit a hobgoblin? Yes, it does exactly. Fantastic. Roll your damage.
Perfect. All right, so I am going to roll 1d8 plus 3. Whoa, 11. And he is now slowed.
Fantastic.
Reduced speed by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. That one.
So it actually says if the creature is hit. No, never mind. If the creature is hit more than once with this property. It's not.
Cool. All right. Then as you start to kind of like fly around on Barry's back, aiming in for a second, you see now where Calagon's just getting torn up, and with one shot you just, as you see now this hobgoblin just drop his full body weight on top of
Let's go.
Calagon's now much smaller form still.
He's suffocating.
Calagon!
You're on Barry. Are you going to jump down?
No, but I'm trying to reach down for
tiny. You're tiny.
I know, but I'm still trying to reach down for Calagon.
For dramatic effects. Very good.
Very good. Very, very good. Alrighty. Well then, with that, yeah, Barry and Calagon are gonna be up next. So go ahead and make your first death save.
Death save. No.
Oh no. Oh no. No, Calagon, no.
Fantastic. Okay. And what would Barry like to do in this time? While
Boy,
he's
oh
getting
boy.
attacked from all sides by goblins and hobgoblins and the like.
Did that hobgoblin go down?
Yeah, that one's dead.
Barry would like to just grab Calagon by his robes in his mouth and try to pass him up to the boys up there.
Okay. Anything else?
Then Barry stands upright and goes like this to Nindal.
Calagon can feel the pull of Cleave's soul on him as Barry and Cleave now torment his dreams as he's fighting his way back from the afterlife. Okay. Ooh. Arlyn, you are met with a wondrous sight. As
He looked at me. I was like, nope, no, I'm not Arlyn.
I did that the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Arlyn,
Yes, sir.
you're met with this wondrous sight as you now start to see goblins start
I
trickling their way up like
No.
spiders on both sides of this this canyon. And now, in the way, y'all go ahead and reveal them all as I start to move them.
Oh no.
I'm afraid.
You can see now the officers that were hidden away previously in the Colosseum and around it. Those that were set out as guards that you had been warned against by Coltron. As they now start to feed in. And you see first, as they start to sprint through, just peeking past where you can barely see is going to be the violent, aggressive hobgoblin that you all had first met with out in the sands, out in the fortress of Angmar.
We just can't get rid of them, can we?
Sorry, it took me a second to realize you moved on to the NPCs. I just want to say him going upright was going to be the beginning of him doing like the dodge action, but while blocking everybody that's on his back.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of figured. That's good. All right. Awesome. Yeah. These guys are just barreling through these streets, clearly familiar with the area.
Oh, no.
And you can tell now that all of the goblins surrounding you lot who are chanting are calling them over exactly to where you all are.
Oh, dang it.
And from above, you just hear the excited giggles as appearing once more overhead, about 100 feet above, you can hear now, this is fun. I like it better when everybody's involved.
No, it's not fun at all. April,
These
please.
potions, I don't know how to feel. And you watch as she now just like vanishes and reappears right over Nindal as he shouts, I finished the last one! And you can see now as he raises it to the sky, she snatches it out of his hand
No.
Oh my god.
and just starts to almost like skip on the air as she walks her way over towards the tornado. Let's have some fun with this. And you watch as she just lobs it.
Hey, whatever works. Let's see what happens.
And as
But
she
Arlen's gonna
does
say,
so,
No!
Literally.
you can tell now.
Calagon's gonna sing.
You can tell now that this tornado starts taking off in the direction of this alleyway where all these other creatures are, and it starts grabbing up this other bugbear as now Solric, this second in command, starts to kind of dive out of the way, gathering himself beneath some cover. You all see clearly that April is giggling and floating around the tornado, clearly showcasing exactly where this potion is not broken up, but floating around. She says, "Let's see who can get it."
I hate her.
That's what we needed. we needed to make this harder for sure. I was thinking this is too easy, so I'm glad you did that. Thanks.
I think this is too many people. Let's get rid of a few on both sides. And she vanishes.
Oh. No.
Calagon. Never too late. Having enjoyed your bit of fun from previous, you hold on to that as you are granted one
Let's go.
bit of whimsy to use as you so please, whether conscious or unconscious.
I say we all switch seats and somebody can have my whimsy if you come over here, but it can't be you.
So only me? Put the mannequin there.
No, but everybody would still switch. It would just be only you can go here, or the mannequin. Yeah, or the mannequin.
I'm not
that's
going
true.
there if I can't go.
Or the
there.
Can we all
mannequin.
short rest?
Can we do that?
That was the rule, wasn't it?
So you guys can. Oh yeah, it's a short rest and a swap. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or was it one or the other?
The swap is the
short
cost for the short rest.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm in.
He's like, I'm in for
You guys do it?
This is
I go to
the end of
Cleave?
another's turn right
Do
here.
it, yeah.
So that's
Or
appropriate.
Rodrick.
Either one. You gotta get an accent. That's
I
the
hear your
stipulation
thoughts.
here.
Either one you
I
gotta
think
get an
I'm
accent.
liking it.
British.
It's either Australian or
I'm
posh
going
British.
British.
all right, yeah, and then you're here.
I'm running sound. That's really hard.
You can.
So be it. That's fine. Y'all can poke around.
Okay.
Is that not able to move?
It's not very long.
Okay, all right.
It'll mostly be just this for the majority anyway. That's fine.
Yeah. We'll run it.
All right.
We'll try to return.
As you guys now take the effects of a short rest,
Yes.
April calls out 2 wishes, 2 rests.
Ah, but I used all of my
Use them
hit
sparingly.
die.
Oh my goodness.
Did we get?
Oh, you used all your hit dice last
I
time?
already used all my hit die. We only have 2 hit die.
Did I don't remember whether or not Calagon did. Let me see. It might say it on here on the. This is so hard because I don't know the sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, I use paper and pencil.
There should just be little checks in that section.
What
Okay.
were that section?
Rest, short rest at the top.
As poor Cleave now is being chased back by this black pudding, which seems to now be filling the space exactly as he had once requested. But
Well, it won't matter. I'm not this anymore. I'll just
consume it.
Okay.
I'll figure out. So you had already used all of your. Well, I
All
don't
the
know
hit
yet.
die
Have you
for
used all
Rodrick.
your hit dice?
I don't think Arlyn used
Hit,
any.
short rest?
Did you short rest last time?
Yeah. Both hit dice gone.
That's fine with me. I'm just gonna use my lay on hands then. I'll get those back.
Cool. Oh, that's super useful.
True. Hit,
That's
I
super
short
useful.
rest?
Plus
But
another.
I couldn't manipulate your thing last
plus
time.
wild shapes,
That wasn't
right?
Using
And
I
wild
didn't know.
shapes.
Okay, that's
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right. With that,
But
go ahead
Barry
and
is not
just swap around, guys.
Alright,
Quick.
yes, we're swapping.
Let's see it. As April calls out to you. Well,
I have.
that's
the
2
power
of you
the
who've asked for
sound.
help. She says, "Oh, by the way, in case I didn't mention it before, only one of you. I can only grant 1 wish to each one of you at a time, and only 1 rest.
Who is that?
Good luck." So each of you may call on her for the short rest or for your wish, but only once. Each.
Oh no. Oh no.
Each one of us can call on her for the short rest request
Or for the wish.
Okay.
Arlyn and Cleave so far have already taken their wishes. Calagon just now requested the rest. Who was the first one? Do you know?
The first rest was just. I
That
guess
was just-
technically
just gave it away?
because I did.
Okay, then there you have it. All right, and she just kind of like laughs maniacally. Can you feel it? And as we start back with
Yes, I do feel confused.
Cleave, I'll take over on that one. As you guys are gonna see him just full sprint out of the way for now, as he's just kind of warning everyone else out of the way. He's like, you might want to run. This is looking And he just kind of points backwards for a second. As you can all see now, this massive black ooze just filling this space.
Oh, no.
And slowly just getting closer and closer to you all. Arlyn! Joel, you're up.
True. Very good. Yes, I am Arlyn.
As you are climbing the tapestries
Okay,
and
I
tarps, the overhead pavilions, and watching the show of force.
I really got myself here.
Oh, now we definitely have not studied these characters. This is rough.
All right. Arlyn has a straightforward aspect to him. I like this. Okay, we got my. Okay, that's very good. All right.
I'll check. Oh, it would be on that laptop.
All right,
I
Joel,
would like
feeling.
to. Oh no, I don't have the thing anymore. Wait, did
Ooh.
you have one?
Oh,
Wow, that
Whimsy.
that short, I didn't.
Or
That
you-
short rest boosted him up to max health
Nice.
from being down. Now Calagon's
Calagon's
max.
unstoppable.
I did have a whimsy,
Yes,
but I used the
because
birthday wish
you
instead.
used the wish. Yeah, because you kept the whimsy. Okay,
Correct.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. All right.
Because
So
I do want to try some nonsense at some point.
by all
right.
means, give it a go.
Oh boy, but I would never be able to get back over there. Are we going for the potion or?
I think it's-
He just looked around first.
I think it's
You're-
necessary. I
he-
almost said the Arlyn voice.
Arlen's by himself around nobody right now.
Oh,
Would you not
I
be
probably
able to-
can't hear
Arlen's
what's going
pretty
on.
darn
I'm just
far
screaming
from
to
everybody,
down
but
that
like,
hallway, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is far.
yeah.
All right, in that
and there's
case,
a lot of chants going on up
He's
there
just
as well.
gonna panically. Let's see how far he'd have to go. So far.
Yeah, and he's technically elevated right
Oh,
now.
I forgot this guy was.
So
Yeah,
he'd have to jump down.
Each time he jumps down one of these umbrellas, would it just be able to be a jump, or would he have to climb? Is it like a really long bit, or could he?
I just went up.
He just climbed them. You would know that it's about 3 to 5 feet between each.
Oh, sure, I could do that.
But there are like little pegs in the walls that help between.
I'm gonna beeline it then right into the tornado, into the center of the tornado, and just start spinning in the opposite direction with my arms. And I would like to use my whimspiration to try to see if that works to undo the tornado.
Okay. Ask your question.
Wait, you want the tornado to be gone?
Do I want
It's
the
also
tornado
like
to be gone?
helping
Oh, can I?
take it.
Oh, all right. Can I guide the tornado? Can I guide the wind's potion into my hands?
Can you guide the
Can
what?
the winds guide the potion into my hands?
Okay. Yeah. Roll for
Here
it.
we go. I'm just gonna carry my
This is
little guy
so
all the way over here into the middle of the
chaotic.
tornado. Right about
Oh
there.
no.
And then.
He's having fun here.
one?
There's
Alright.
tons of dice all over.
No,
oh,
no,
you're
no,
the
no,
whimsy,
You
the
need something
whimsy.
special.
The whimsy.
yeah.
Wait, does Calagon still have the whimsy?
Yes. You have one
Aha!
over there too. Yeah.
Oh,
right, here we
yes.
go, here
Cool. Love it.
Very
And
useful.
the winds guide this potion into my hands. Very likely.
Hey!
Let's go.
Okay. As you now go in and start to like spin, you now feel your body start to lift off the ground. And as your legs start to go, you can feel now where you start to lose control. But the potion does start flying very rapidly at you. I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You know. I'm
Oops,
scared of
sorry.
that. What's this good one? Do you know? Let's see. No, that's a crazy to read one. Yeah, I gotta try that one. That's a fun one.
I hit wind.
Arlen's full size, right?
Then go.
Oh, I see.
Arlyn is full.
Then intensity.
It's just Arlyn and Cleave that aren't right now.
I think so, actually.
All right, that's an 18 on the die.
Oh.
With a dexterity of nothing, he's gonna have an 18.
Cool. This thing just, you start to see as it starts to spin around, and then last second you just and catching it out of the air as it almost hits you in the face. Uh-oh. This is about to be the sword. Ah, there it is! You are now flying rapidly through the air. As you see, these goblins don't seem to be colliding, but rather
almost made a
enjoying
jingle wand.
themselves
Should've.
all too much, realizing now that April has kept them alive within this tornado. As you can see them all starting to slowly converge and come closer and closer towards you.
Oh no.
Before that, one goblin is going to fly past you, and it's going to miss
0987.
its first attack as it flies past. You are free to take an attack of opportunity if you would like.
So there's gonna be so many reactions that can happen here. No.
That's so
He
funny.
can enjoy himself. You just keep going.
Okay, is there anything else that you, Arlyn, would like to do on your turn?
Oh, that had to be maxing out anything I could wish for. I'll leave that alone.
Think so? Okay.
I think
Very
I did a
cool.
lot.
Alrighty then.
Unless I can move
Rodrick.
5 more feet out of the tornado, can I try to escape? That'll be the maximum of what I have.
You're gonna
left to
start
move
like
it.
shaping around. You can see that there's no
Yeah,
clear,
there's no. That makes sense to me.
easy way on out.
All right, no, I mean.
All right.
that's it.
Yeah. So then next up is gonna be Rodrick.
Can you paint me a little bit of a picture of exactly what's happening on this side? Because I was just
Yeah,
mulling
absolutely.
over what to do on mine.
There is Barry, who just launched up Calagon right back onto his back, along
Okay.
with the archaeologist and you, of course, having just caught Calagon on the way back up. You
Okay.
see now that Cleave is sprinting his way back while pointing to this massive black ooze that seems to be pressing into this cavern.
Terrifying.
Felgren, now panicked, is just trying his best to go for Nindal. It's like, well, we just get up, I guess, and trying to get him to get onto Barry. But you realize that Cleave is the only one here who is in fact still full size.
And they're... So Cleave and Arlyn are the only ones that are full size.
Exactly
And
right.
there's only one potion.
Exactly right. Yes.
I don't even know what to... and there's goblins still around us. Right?
Yep. Perfectly accurate.
Okay. You guys figure it out. I'm going to attack.
Yes.
And I'm going to shoot my short bow,
Longbow.
longbow,
He has a long
to the closest goblin and or whatever seems to be about to jump towards us next.
Okay.
I don't know which one that would be. My map is gone.
I mean,
here.
yeah, the closest to you guys would be the hobgoblin at the corner there, or the goblin just above. Do you want to go for the goblin or the hobgoblin?
A hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, cool. Roll
Yeah.
the hit. This is gonna be with
All
your
right.
bow.
Ooh, nat 18 plus. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
23 to
23
hit. Yeah,
to hit.
23 is gonna hit.
It's gonna be
What in the world?
This
This is crazy.
Longbow situation is ridiculous.
All right, and yeah, that'll be a 6 total
6 points of damage. Nice.
Cheerio, governor.
There's this brief moment
He's gonna be
where,
gone, for
in
sure.
like the grunts,
He said cheerio,
as he
it's over.
starts roaring at you, and it almost sounds for a moment like you hear, "Governor," as he just
Dude, I
falls
cheerioed.
off the ledge, and again hearing just like these light little giggles from the ether beyond.
Okay.
Anything else for us?
How far is Cleave from Barry?
He's pretty darn close, but he's the size of Barry currently.
Yeah. I guess that's... If everyone's on... I would like to jump off, actually.
Joel,
no,
what would
no,
Cleaves
no, no.
to say in this
No.
moment?
I'm just... That's the end of my turn. I have nothing else
What
to
would
do.
Cleave say
Nowhere
with
else to go.
Rodrick running towards him? Is that what it is?
Everybody else is on or getting on Barry, and it's just Cleave just running away from the ooze. What would Cleave say as he watches everybody climbing on board?
He would quote Power Rangers 1993 or whatever that was.
Okay, that's exactly how I pictured the tornado part already. So go on.
And he would say, "You ooze, you lose." And
You ooze, you
as he runs away from the goblins that are getting eaten by.
He said, "You lose." No way.
Well, I guess it's Barry and Calagon followed by every single NPC on this entire map. Just you, then them, bud.
Oh,
Make it count.
Ha.
Not
Again.
Little, I know.
Wizards. I don't know. What do I do?
Yeah, we gave you a tough one.
Wizards. Explain, I guess, his view for me.
Everybody's climbing on board. Barry here, Calagon is up top as well. So it's starting to look like the Magic School Bus over here. You just got Jean, yourself, Calagon. Felgrin is now trying to climb up top while like grabbing at Nindal, and you can see that Rodrick is up there with you. Cleave, however, is full-sized and just running towards you, talking about this ooze that's barreling forward. That's about all you'd probably see aside from the goblins
Okay.
and hobgoblins and things above. They're all firing down at you rapidly and regularly.
Perfect. I'm going to grab onto this whimsy.
Okay.
I am going to say, I want to freeze everything.
Okay. What is your question? Phrase it in a yes or no formatting.
Yes or no format.
Can everything just stop?
Can everything just freeze in time?
Okay.
I saw this movie. It doesn't end well.
Cannot predict now.
We got what?
We did
irony.
already get one
Wait.
save for later, so go ahead and roll again.
Here we go. Just add to the tension, will ya?
I feel like on a technicality that means it worked.
Let's see.
Everything froze. And you're rolling again.
My sources say no.
Oh.
There it is. It has to happen sometimes. It's chaos.
Who thought you'd be bad at dying? At rolling every kind of die.
You see,
And-
as you ask this, and there's like this light that shines from afar, and then you just hear this giggle, and rather than time slowing, you see as this black pudding starts to get faster.
I am going to jump on Barry, use all my
Okay.
movement.
You're on
Would it-
Barry already, so
Oh,
you're good.
I am?
You're good, yeah.
I thought I had fallen. Okay. So I am going to.
So you still got
I'm
your
still
whole
blind,
turn ahead
right?
of you, basically, but you are blind.
Wait, you were downed. You came back still blind.
Huh?
Oh no.
Wasn't
you
it
were
like
down.
it was
and
like a
then
wild magic 1
then-
minute, right? Was that for the blindness? What was it?
I'll find exactly what it is. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay.
that's all
Phone
it
is
was.
actually on
I
your
think
side.
it's gonna
Can you
take
pass
a minute.
I have it
so
pulled up still.
We're not quite there
it?
yet.
Pass my phone. There we go.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn? I mean,
Yes,
you
I'm
still
just
got your
trying to
whole turn ahead
figure
of you
that
and
out.
Barry. So yeah,
Trying to
this is
figure that
a
out.
pretty big moment. As you can see, Barry flapping to try to maintain his height while grabbing people up and trying to help. And you see now his attention is split between above and below. Bloodied, beaten.
I'm going to. That's a reaction. I am going to cast. What's wrong? What's red in front of me? Directly. I'm
Right
trying
in
to
front
open
of you
up the map
currently
here.
is Nindal trying to like make. Well, he was trying to make potions. You see that rather than climbing up on Barry immediately, he seems to be like stockpiling things pushing them all into a bag.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Nindal, we have to go. We have to go. And I, from Barry, am looking out at all of these goblins.
There are many and many more coming.
And I think I'm gonna try to make a clear exit with my breath weapon.
Okay, roll a d6 for me.
Okay. It would be enforced.
I didn't mean to hit that.
Well, this is...
I was
okay.
trying to scroll.
6.
6? Okay, so you get your breath weapon back, and go ahead and
Well,
decide where that's
as
going, then.
Calagon, I have my breath weapons.
Oh, I thought you meant as Barry. Either way,
No.
Barry would still now have his breath weapon back for
Beautiful.
that. So that's perfect regardless.
Then, on both turns, we are breath weaponing.
Fantastic.
We are making a clear path out.
All right. Yeah, where's each one of your breath weapons going? Who's going where?
So I definitely want to be able to fly up, out,
Okay.
and over to see if we get anybody that we still need to grab. Is Cleave still a Sandwalker? Remind me.
No, he is speaking now. Unless
Oh yeah, I guess he would be speaking. Yeah.
Okay, and he's not on
dropped
Barry
it.
yet.
He's not small enough to be on Barry.
Ah, yes.
no, I was gonna answer the question. That he cast blindness on himself, so that would last 1 minute. But they can make. I'm gonna assume he can't just drop it. I feel like that would be lame.
Oh yeah, not for a while.
But I do think. Sorry, but it does allow you to make a what is it? A Constitution saving throw at the end of your turn.
Make a Constitution saving throw. I think 2 because we've missed already. Does it have a set DC on that one?
No, it would just be his, I guess. He has to beat his own DC.
Great.
First one was 18.
Okay, yeah, you're chilling.
You're fine.
So I can see.
He can see.
I can see.
He can
It's
fly,
suddenly
he can fly, he
Arlyn
can
seeing
fly.
through Calagon's eyes. Wow, this is weird. and I am. Oh
You get
man.
one eye.
Okay, so breath weapon towards the black pudding. I'm gonna say.
For Calagon or for Barry?
I'm gonna say both.
Whoa, let's go! Team up breath weapon.
Okay. Like Goku and Gohan over here, you watch now as just kind of gathering himself, coming up from consciousness. Calagon starts blinking and taking a quick look around. You see now, hand to Barry's head. You see, and now both of them just start to like charge up, and you can see where energy almost pulsates and starts to form this bead of gravity. And as it starts to form one in each of their mouths, you can see where they start to pulsate and grow. And rather than individual beads, they both start to just as this massive just pulsating of force just starts to appear.
Oh man.
Yeah, roll your damage on both of those.
What's the damage on berries?
Nick, what is the damage on berries?
It was 1d. Sorry, I was just over there. It was 1d4 plus 1.
Okay, it's
which makes it
4d4
now
plus
44
4
plus
currently.
4, yeah.
Wait, 1d4 plus 1, which makes it what?
It's 44 plus 4.
44 plus 4 plus 1d10. Let's see. Let's do a d10 and 44 plus 4 would be not that great, but
Sounds a lot
17?
better than it is, yeah.
17 total points of damage?
yes.
Alrighty.
A lot of low rolls on that, but it's all right.
I liked it. Thematically, it was awesome.
17 points.
Okay.
And I believe
You watch
I don't
as
have
they
this
start
anymore.
to. You would have to move just up a little bit and
That's
closer
fine.
towards just to kind of get over Cleave.
Whoa.
As the energy now starts to pulse, you see now it starts to kind of glisten for a moment as space itself starts to kind of warp in this small sphere, and then just. And almost like an explosion, you watch as everything just bursts out forward, and the bridge just goes flying as it just shatters, wood fragments all over. And you can see now where the one bugbear that had predicted this kind of flies downward, and rather than getting out of the way, instead finds himself trying to claw his way out of this massive black pudding as you watch as he just starts to vanish.
Into the black pudding?
And they are all going to vanish,
good for
but
us,
that
but
black
wow,
pudding
tragic.
is still very much alive and well and feasting currently as it starts to consume these goblinoids. Two other goblins on the other end of the bridge did in fact fail their save, so they're gonna fall to the floor and take some damage as well.
Ooh. Calagon goes, "Where's Arlyn?
That'll do it.
Has anyone seen Arlyn?" To the people around us.
No, I have not.
Did Cleave get a good sight of Arlyn? Do you remember?
He was within line of
He
sight.
probably saw him for a brief moment, but he only would know that he ran back
Yeah.
eastward. So he would probably say that. Because definitely while this pudding is chasing him, he's been looking in that direction, and he saw Arlyn climbing.
Cool. Okay. We must get over to him. See if we can pick him up. We need that potion. So, remind me, there is one potion flying. Arlyn is still big.
Correct.
We're still missing another potion for Cleave.
Right.
And
never
we're
gonna
not
get it.
making anything right
We're
now?
never gonna get the second
He
one.
had enough for one more. He was finishing up, I believe.
And does Cleave have any wild shape left
That's a great
after the
question.
short rest?
We've been turning into
Cleave, you have any
Anybody
wild
else?
shape left?
After the short rest, which you guys just did, he would.
Let's go.
He does.
Aha. Anything flying, please.
Unfortunately,
his
not
head
an
is-
option.
Or really small.
That yes. That one yes.
All right. Are you gonna move? Or are you gonna stay where you're at?
We're holding tight. We're basically, I would say that in this opening, that Barry would get in between Cleave and the black pudding. Just like protecting Cleave, essentially.
Oh, by the way, just take his hat off because I'm bald in my spirit. That's how I see myself. There we go. That's good.
Fantastic.
That's good stuff right there.
Alrighty. Fantastic. Alright. So, April is going to reappear in the midst of you all. As you hear,
Again.
you guys are having so much fun. I love it. And she's going to look around for a moment. She's going to say, well, hey, let's not stop the fun just yet.
Oh,
And she's gonna look at specifically Calagon and Rodrick. You two haven't made your wishes yet.
I don't really like your fun, but I do have a wish. I'm gonna close my eyes and I am going to not only do I want the potion, but I'd like to have 2. So, can you make me 30 of them?
Go ahead and roll this.
Don't count on it.
I don't like that, whimsy dice.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna look around waiting for my 30 potions.
As you stand there, hands out, you kind of open your eyes for a brief moment, and you can see now where she has this burning little, like, almost crystal in front of your face. She says, blow it out.
Crystals, I'm allergic.
And as it just fades,
canonically make
you
Rodrick
see
allergic to
as
crystals.
that crystal now starts to grow and take shape, and she says, "Oh, don't let go." and she drops it in your hands, and you watch as it now starts to take the shape of a vial, and then it starts almost like a cell dividing amongst itself. You see as it just and becomes 2, and then 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, and as it starts to rapidly produce in your hands, go ahead and I guess this would probably just be another dexterity saving throw.
This
Yes,
is
she
reloading.
defied the dice.
What's his dexterity? Because
She
this
did no
is
such thing.
This thing
No?
is restarted. Do
Oh.
you think you could check the character sheet? I rolled a 19, so I don't know if it's going to matter too much.
Wow.
Well, his
Okay.
dexterity would be great. Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be fine
This
there.
is restarting, so I can't see
Cool,
his
cool,
sheet
cool.
right now.
All right. As the
Oh, you
vials
can't see
start
anything?
Not right now.
continuously, just like rapidly, nice, multiplying in your hands, you immediately notice that she may have technically granted your wish. Not a single one of these seems to be the potion that you're familiar with, as every
There's different
single one
colors?
of these is a different color and consistency.
Oh,
Some
no.
of them
Do I
with smaller
remember what
floating
color the
bits
small
in
one
them.
was, though?
The other one was I think it was like a lighter kind of grayish blue. And you just see a huge assortment of color in your face as you now having to like kind of drop your body to use your knees to start carrying all of these. You just see that they are just rapidly compiling in your hands.
I'm going to turn to Nindel and say, Do you know better? What are these?
He just kind of stops what he's doing as he's like pooling all these ingredients in his bag, and he just like looks up.
Wait, dexterity save?
Well, that's faster than what I was
It's a
thinking.
+5.
And you see as he just starts
24 then.
climbing his way. Felgren, come on, let's go. Have all of you guys gotten to roll a whimsy die this session?
No, I have, yep.
I would like you to roll this just to determine whether Felgren will be selfless or not.
Let's see.
Come on,
Here we
Felgren.
go.
Be selfless.
Don't fail me,
Selfless.
Felgren.
Selfless.
Wow.
You got another note?
Very doubtful. I don't
I'm
like
enjoying-
this one.
I'm
Joe's
enjoying watching
loving
the failure.
this. Joe is loving this chaos.
All right.
This is everything I could have wished for.
And
It's like, this is what
Barry
I've been
is
hoping
just protecting Cleave currently in the face of this black pudding, right?
Pretty much, just like making sure that, you know, nothing's going to kill us, I guess. Except Barry's probably gonna die.
I see. Okay. Well then, I will swap you guys.
Do I still get my wish? Calagon says.
Of course.
I wish me and my companions and all of our familiars were outside the encampment, in safety, with all of our inventories.
Okay.
Haven't been liking this guy.
Yeah. You're due for one. No. You're
no.
due. You've been so bad so far. How can the next one be bad again?
It can't.
How could it
Let's
be?
go.
It can't.
It can't.
Possibly.
Let's see.
Let fate decide.
Trust your dice. Let fate decide.
You know what? Now that I think about it, no, I'm
To
just
the
kidding.
To save our lives.
Concentrate and ask again. So do I ask again?
Better
Can we be
concentrate.
safe outside? Including all of our familiars and all of our friends.
Decidedly so?
It is decidedly so.
All right, let's see what happens.
I'm still scared.
I hope we get to keep the potions.
You hear as Calagon calls out. He starts making this wish, and you see as she now appears beside him, and it almost looks like just a pure mote of fire this time, much bigger than in times past. And as she holds her hand out, she says, "Make your wish." And she holds the flame in front of your face for you to blow out.
I go with a little gust of force.
You watch as, and as it blows back, you see as the light vanishes, it's not just from the flame, but you see as her appearance just vanishes with it, and everything in that moment just goes dark.
Oh,
And we'll pick back up here in 10 minutes.
Nice.
darkness.
That's all it took.
Oh, man.
A good wish.
We'll see.
Wow.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see what happens after the break.
This will be fun.
I've been part of this. This has been
I sure have enjoyed all the whimsy I've been creating. We've been having a lot of fun with my fools. And I love being bald. That's all I have to say about that. Mwah. It fell off.
Alright, welcome back. This has certainly been an exciting order of events, as now one person after the next, each has taken to having their wish granted by a mysterious fey being named April. Now, Cleave, having wished this unusual black ooze into existence, seems to be on the run from the very thing that he created. Arlyn, likewise, having flown into the tornado that he wished for, only to grab back at this potion that April threw away from them, so that he could shrink back down to be able to get onto Barry and escape. Calagon and Rodrick had slightly different plans, as Rodrick now wished for many, many potions, and while he seemingly got the help that he desired in a sense, possibly none of them may end up actually being the one that he needs. Now, Calagon, on the other hand, decided that he would take the most direct approach. And so, having wished that he and all of his friends and all of their companions were outside this camp. Calagon, I would like for you to roll a d20 for me.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's me now.
Our
D20.
souls have gone back.
D20.
I missed
16.
16.
16 is my roll.
That is surprisingly good.
Good.
Having blown out this candle, if you will, and seeing now as everything just fades to black, you can feel this pulling on your soul, where it feels like the outstretched portions of who you are now start to go back into that haze, and you can feel now where it almost feels like falling unconscious and coming directly back to. Before you know it, before you can see anything, almost like having still been blinded as you were just moments ago, you can now start to feel the hot sands below your hands. And you can see now as coming up from the sands, one person after the next. First you see, almost hidden away below these sands, these heads start to pop up all around you. And you start to recognize the familiar, I won't say the familiar faces, but the familiar forms of 3 separate sandwalkers as they appear beside you. And soon after, you watch now as jumping up back out of the sand, you see a light shake, and despite the many gashes and holes, the wounds all around, you can see now Barry still harmed but excitedly crawling his way over towards you, only to let out this light little growl as he starts passing by these sandwalkers. And he, kind of distracted for a moment, looks on as he kind of takes pause, and you see as there's this moment where there's this shifting in the sands, and you see how did
What?
is it
What?
Rumgar?
No, that's
Is that you? Wait a minute.
wait.
Wait. Is that 2
This
and
is
3?
not what I meant.
Jeff's back. Jeff's here.
oh hey guys,
Cleave
what's
starts to run
what's
towards
going on
Jeff,
over
and then
here?
he sees.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
Oz is here too.
I
Oh my
guys,
gosh.
what the heck just happened?
Oh, it was my wish.
This could be
Technically mine,
problematic. Who did
but
what?
yours.
What do you
my
mean
wish.
wish?
Very strange.
There's a problem here.
Were you doing something?
Now I'm
important?
confused.
You're
Manny.
telling us. We know there's a problem here.
Wait, Rumgar, buddy, how you doing?
Things could be worse.
I'm good.
You're good. You've been good? Have you?
Are you real? Am I real?
I was gonna ask you the same. Do you mind if I touch your arm?
Don't touch.
He's real. Rumgar's back.
Rumgar.
Oh, bud,
no.
we
I
missed
don't know
you.
what to-
I'm gonna walk over and just take a knee beside him, and just say, "Here." I put my hand out. You do.
Just hear this.
Oh, Gene.
Wow.
Ah, we
Gene is
didn't
here,
get
at
more. We
least.
got everybody.
What is happening
really
here?
everybody.
This is getting weird.
Hey, where
Guys,
are we?
what
White.
in the world just happened?
She's
so-
gotta be still
Begin
somewhere
to
around
explain
here.
to you
Who?
April,
what's just happened.
the one that gave us all these wishes.
Yeah, but is she really our companion? I don't really know.
No, but
So did you? Whoa, everybody! Whoa, who's that?
Oh, Nindo.
Ninda.
Okay.
These are all my friends and companions. All here.
Wow.
It's like a It's like a birthday party.
Technically, this is what I wished for inside of your body, Calagon. I guess I should have been more specific. Flan?
As
Really?
now the sands start to burn up, and you can see now where this massive ooze appears beside you all.
Flan!
Blood!
Here.
Hey, at least
Surprise!
we kind of have an army now.
Yeah.
I might have as many questions for everybody else here as they were going to have for us.
Yes, this could be a problem. I believe I'd gotten out previously, but I certainly don't remember being here, not with you lot.
That's Blanc?
As you can see now,
No.
this older gentleman just kind of sit upright in the sands and just kind of patting away
okay.
sands from his now, it almost looks like a patchwork suit, if you will. Hair slicked back, he has what appear to be like, almost like a visored form of glasses that kind of like thin out in the middle over the bridge of his nose and kind of expand and drop back a little bit. As he looks back, he pulls them down a little bit. You all have some explaining to do.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who? Very well. And you watch as he just stands upright and starts walking over towards Jeff.
Now, hang on. Slow your roll. The last person that walked over to one of our sandwalkers, I didn't like how it ended.
To one of your sandwalkers.
Correct.
This is yours.
Well, they're all
Yeah,
ours.
well-
There's 2, 3, and Jeff.
Yeah.
What is your naming convention exactly? That you would refer to them as 2, 3, and Jeff?
Well,
That is correct.
one's gone.
Yes, one is gone.
There was a one. That is true.
Yeah. So that was 2, 3.
Was Jeff the first or the last?
No, the first.
They were named by different people, if that helps.
I named him.
I suppose it
Yes.
does.
What is a name?
If you all
Say the
don't
name.
mind, I have a good many questions. The first being, why are so many of you so small?
Well, my first question is, who are
I
you?
thought that we had escaped in a different way. Why is that? And he just kind of pauses for a moment as he
should
now
be
sees
small,
he
right?
is not currently.
Wait, is this the old
And
gentleman from the jail cell?
It is. It says,
We didn't make him small, though,
yours
right?
not worn off
Arlyn would not
already.
remember him. This makes more sense too.
Wait, what do you ask?
Have yours not worn off already?
Some of us took them more recently than others. Oh, wait, I'm not
Yeah.
small. I'm not small. Yeah, I'm not small.
Am I small?
No.
I was small when I was you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't. You just have the potion.
I
You have
grabbed
it in
the
your hand.
potion.
Okay,
You have
yeah,
the
yeah.
potion.
So I look down and I
And
go,
Rodrick
"I
is
guess
sitting
I'm not
here
small."
fumbling over the sands as you just hear this clattering of glass as it's all now just dropping one on top of the next, and you see as it
Oh,
almost
wow.
looks like a treasure trove below him of just scattered colors everywhere. And he just kind of excitedly,
That's going to take some sorting. Osmanthus, we might need
Oz.
your help over there.
Yeah.
oh
Oz,
man.
help us understand what these are. You're
Is this
good
my
with
payment
potions.
for dragging me out into the sands like this?
Well,
You have been summoned here by the forces of nature. Perhaps this is the reason.
You just hear above.
Oh no, not again.
You hear this light clapping.
just- April.
Great job.
This was. Well, technically, I suppose it was what we wished for, but not like this. Come on.
we're out.
That was
We're here. We're
great.
safe.
Good job, guys.
April, thank you.
Anyone else want to do it
I
again?
thank you.
No.
No.
You can leave.
Too much of a good thing, you know?
Make a persuasion check.
An 11.
An 11. Nice. April looks around for a moment. Well, that wasn't very nice. She just kind of takes pause for a moment.
darts and look at you like...
After all I did for you, you'd think you'd be more appreciative.
Actually, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having us go through that with you and getting us out. We really do appreciate it. I don't think we want to do it again. We really, I mean, there's a big.
She snaps her fingers, and as she does so, you and Jeff swap languages for the next minute.
Oh boy.
Now just
What's
walking
Jeff
over.
saying? That's my one.
And for the first time, everyone now can hear as he just kind of leans forward. More? As he now just starts walking towards Oz, and the man with the lighter hair starts to just kind of step off to the side to let him pass through a little bit. Do you mind if I perhaps borrow another one? This one's a little weird.
Oh, were you borrowing our... He was training this for us.
Yes, but I'd really like to get gone if that's quite all right.
You can walk.
We're going to have to. We're all going to figure this out, but you don't know where you are.
I can figure it out. It's quite all right.
So this guy was not the one we... Wait, no, this... I'm still confused. Does he look familiar?
Yes,
is he
this
old
is the
guy from
older
the
guy
prison?
from the prisons.
That just walked
by the
away.
Coliseum.
Okay. And
In the
you were
beginning.
borrowing a Sandwalker?
I would like to.
No, he's trying to
Oh.
take one from us.
Well, we have Sandwalkers,
Calagon,
and
keep
we
it
all
down,
have to
please.
leave. It's not just you. So, given that we got you out of the prison, maybe just take a little bit of a chill pill?
How about a wish of your own? And you watch as April appears in front of him.
Oh.
And you watch as she just like wide-eyed is like face
Arlyn
to face
wide-eyed
with him
looks
for
like
a
Cleave.
moment. That's quite all right. As he turns his back on her, and she just loudly exclaims without notably looking at anyone in the eyes. Backwards, upside down,
No.
inside out.
No,
3.
don't.
Upside down.
Oh yay! And as she snaps, you watch as he just appears, legs only, just flailing out of the sands.
Oh no!
Get him out, get him out. Somebody get him out.
I grab
Yay!
a leg. I start pulling him out too.
This really is so fun.
You
I wish
really have to
our fun
slow
didn't
down.
ever have to end. Don't you?
It doesn't. It doesn't ever have to end. You've been watching, right?
I have.
We'll keep doing our best. We just don't want it to ever end, right? So we just, as long as we're safe.
Hey, you didn't spit that one out. And she just kind of looks over at Flung.
That was what I meant to ask. Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, actually, I've been getting really a lot of build up here. I'm afraid. Will it still?
One good brush should
What
get
happens
rid
if I
of
swallow
most
it?
of it, I think. Might not want to do that.
One good what?
Then again, she said one good brush should get rid of that.
Like, I don't know what to do with that.
I'm just gonna.
Sorry, buddy, I don't understand camels.
I'm gonna walk away kicking sand.
And she just kind of like starts floating up, and you watch as for a moment she almost looks like she's like walking on air and like skipping again as she starts walking over to Rodrick. Well, I guess you're the only one who hasn't said anything mean to me in this time. And you watch as she just like looks over at him. She says, that one's no good. And she snaps her fingers, and there's just this low rattle over by him. She says, I'll take this one. She says, She just starts looking around. I think this is one too many. One of you has to go. I'll let you all vote.
To go where?
You have 1 minute to decide. And she vanishes.
Out of all
I go,
the people here?
Him! Spit out a news. Maybe?
Okay.
I'm going to point towards the
What
guy.
are you pointing to?
The ooze I just possibly spit out of my mouth.
Just now,
Oh.
like coming all the way back up, the old man. What is happening? And what did she mean?
I'm going to point towards him.
He's my second vote.
I'd very much like to be gone too, but it didn't sound great, and I did not
then
enjoy what
him.
I just experienced.
It's not against his will.
I don't love this.
wait, we don't.
Are none of you guys going to even consider the giant dragon or the ooze that seems to be leaking slower and slower closely
Those
to
are our
us?
friends. I'm sorry, that wasn't a good argument for you. You didn't want to do that one. Well, the dragon isn't really a giant dragon. That's just our friend. But, you know, we've been making a lot of things happen. You kind of missed a lot.
Yeah.
As Felgrin now walks over, he's like, guys, given what I've seen of her, I don't know about choosing a person as the first one. It's probably not going to look so good in a moment here. My vote's on the ooze. I know you seem to be summoning him up, but I'd imagine it can go. And Nindal is clearly now just like coughing up sands, finally getting to as he's seeing what's going on. And he just kind of, this is a problem. Guys, what's going on? As he now just like inching back around, he sees now Rumgar. This boy, just stay away from that. And he kind of puts a hand out towards Rumgar as he starts like pushing him back further away from Flung. What are we doing? What's the plan?
Quick, Flan, did you ever find your offspring?
And what you hear is just this gurgling mesh of noises. Just this.
No. Do we still?
Intense. I can't talk right now, guys, so I just groan and make noises.
If he hasn't found his offspring, and he dies, then the whole world ends. If he has found him,
the whole world.
and he dies, then we save the world.
Oh, I forgot about
Nick,
that.
roll for me
True.
whether or not Flung will currently be in a state that would favor the four horsemen.
Okay. Flat roll.
Will Flung be in a state currently that favors the four horsemen? Oh no, roll with the other one.
Oh, okay.
The Whimsy.
Wow. Okay. As this massive ooze starts pressing closer and closer, you can see now where Barry starts to kind of slowly back off, head down, unsure of what to make of Flung currently, as he starts kind of pulling back, and you can see where he starts kind of pulling up to the side of Calagon, starts like pushing him back a little bit and just growling underneath his breath.
Doesn't seem like a very good sign here.
Barry, be cool. We don't have a lot of time.
Coming
He
closer
wants to be
you
gone,
guys.
and she isn't all harm.
How about we
Maybe he just goes
get
back.
rid of Flung?
You now can speak again.
Barry, get behind me. Guys, this is Flan we're talking about.
He's also not acting like the old Flan that we got to meet.
He was always kind of emotional, guys. Flan!
All right, cast your votes.
Flan, say something, quick! I'm gonna point towards the guy. The guy from the jail
Alright.
cell still. Guys, trust me.
Did I spit a news?
You spit out some black muck, but it doesn't seem to be moving.
Very good.
Guys, trust me. He's our
I do
friend.
whatever he does. For sure.
I'm pointing towards the old guy.
I point to the old guy.
And if it tries to kill us?
Quick, Rumgar, point to that guy.
See, as Jean kind of points at both of them,
I'm just
unsure of like whether or not to get rid of Flung or the old guy at this point. Felgren is... Guys, you've seen what she does. I can't. As he starts pointing now towards Flung. Let's see how Nindal's gonna go ahead and just side with you lot. And Rumgar just points off at the old guy. Are we killing him?
And Barry points too, right?
She says, all right, your votes have been cast. And you watch as she takes this potion and just throws it at his feet.
Oh, jeez.
And in his place is just smoke.
Oh, that was a... yeah, that was a cool trick.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that
I
really
liked
was
it.
fun, but there's still so much going on back there. And I'd love to see how he handles it. So for now... I'll see you guys soon.
Wait. And I go through the smoke and, I
as
try
she
to
starts
see.
like...
I still see him.
She starts like kind of floating upward a little bit, and as she does, she says, "Oh, I forgot to crown one of you guys king of the court." And you watch as now she pulls from her own like almost like nature-inspired crown, if you will. As she like pulls up on it, it starts to form as though it's kind of like pulling all together, and it looks like she pulls it off for a moment, only for it to take color in a different way. And she just kind of holds it out in front of her, and what you can see now is this jester cap. Blue and like this like purplish pinkish kind of color on the two sides with these little bells on the ends. She says, "You guys really have all done so well, and it's been a ton of fun, but unfortunately only 2 of you guys sang for me, and 1 of you voted me out." She said, "I guess that makes you the king." As now looking to Rodrick, she goes and places this weird-looking jester's cap that seems to be embroidered with the same patterning of her own crown along like the trim of this jester's hat. She says, "Well, it really does suit you. Not quite as good as my other champion, but you're only a stand-in." And she vanishes.
How come Rodrick always gets the cool stuff?
Well,
It's a nice hat, Rodrick.
nice hat, Rodrick.
It is a nice hat. I was like, he's like looking around. It's a very nice hat, Rodrick.
It's quite beautiful.
Is that a nice hat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you
Say
feel
it's a
any
nice
different
hat.
with the hat on, Rodrick?
Oh God, he's not moving.
Oh no!
He caught the whimsy.
no!
He caught the whimsy.
I'm trying to decide in my mind if he would just take to it, or if it would just kind of ruin his hair.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, I think it looks great. As he now kind of brushing his hair back, matches my usual garb. And you can see now like the patchwork coloring of his traditional attire now with the different colors throughout seem to fit pretty well with the two-tone top portions of this jester hat along with this unusual kind of woodsy trim. And he kind of wears it with pride for at least that brief moment. As he kind of like moves for a moment, he hears this little jingling, and you can tell there's this like light appearance of like being annoyed where he starts reconsidering it immediately.
We'll see.
Well, you were fair and square,
Stepping
Rodrick.
forward. Guys, there's really like a lot going on here, and I don't know if this just happened to everyone, but I was just back at my own place trying to train up the new guys, and here we are.
Employees?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great.
Here we are.
Well, that's
We're
great
gonna
for
have to get back
business.
to them very fast.
Where are we?
What do you mean? How am I supposed to know?
Well, you said here
This
we
is a
are,
problem.
like you knew.
No, I don't know. I mean, here we are, isn't like here we are in the middle of the sands, just out in the desert somewhere.
Kind of look around. Are we
I'd
just in
imagine
the
we're
middle of the
close-ish.
sands, or are we by the walls?
Me at a higher stature, I'm definitely looking
around. Yeah, you guys starting to kind of take gaze for a moment. You can see that there are a lot of dunes around, but definitely just cresting over one of those dunes, you can see those tall walls just off in the distance. And you can lightly hear
of
now
the city?
the chants still going and the drums with their even pace off in the distance.
Huh.
Poor
Well-
guy.
I suppose we make our way back.
Okay, but where's back?
What does this mean?
Rudon, maybe?
We have to get back to your village. We all.
Jean.
You saw her. What that fairy girl that was just here? She did a lot of things, and I don't know that I could sum them all up very fast. But we have to get out of here because that's the Goblin City.
What's Felgren look like right now after we banished a guy to... yeah, pure death, pretty
Felgren
much.
is just like thrown and silent currently. He's just kind of beat up and blank-faced for the most part, but like slightly saddened, you can tell overall.
Felgren, I know it's very confusing what just happened. I promise this ooze has a soul, and he is a good soul. But
Ooze
just
has a good soul. What does that even mean?
Flan, can you say something right now? We'll explain it on the way. Join us. Come with us.
Jean.
Thank you all for getting me out, but I don't know you people. And I don't know how this even happened.
We
Jean.
did.
Who even
Is
knows?
Jean the one that's talking?
And
No,
that's
Felgren.
Felgren.
Oh, that's Felgren.
I don't even know how I got here to begin with, guys. This
You don't
is,
know how you got into the gladiator pits?
I guess in part, yeah.
Oh well.
That part's a little more
Well,
explanatory.
where are you supposed to be?
Well, I'm supposed to be proving myself right now.
Where?
I guess I can't really say that for the time being. There's the place of refugees of sorts, but they're pretty secretive overall. And I was told to bring him back with me.
Jean.
That's right. Jean just kind of pats off and kind of like squats now, one knee to the ground and one hand on his other knee as he looks around. Why don't we get away from the goblins
Yes, let's
That's what I was
start
trying
there.
to
and
say.
away from the giant ooze? I don't think any of us is going to be comfortable with that thing following us around. We have got to figure out some priorities here, guys.
You're
The
gonna
ooze
stop
stays.
right there. Felgren, I sought only to free you. You can go wherever you please. But this way is a civilization, is a place where we're gonna go that has food, drink, and not the desert. And that way is more goblins. So you can come with us or not. Jean, Canito. I already don't like the sound of your name. Now you, as you've all seen, we've come in many different shapes that change continually, especially with April around. This is our friend Flan. He didn't always look like this, but he is our friend. So just leave it alone for a minute, because we do recognize that happens. But this, ordinarily he doesn't look like that. When I first met him, he kind of looked like me.
We won't necessarily get rid of him, but we can certainly keep our distance till he's
Oz
a little bit
looks
more
around.
recognizable.
Guys,
Right.
if he can't speak currently, and he's grown to that size, I'm not loving our options here.
Well, I thought we would bring him back to where we left off with him before, back at, under
In the
your
pit?
house lab thing. Can he not
Just kind
go
of
down?
Looks
the
over at
sewers?
Flung. All right, buddy. We're going back now. If you can understand us, just stay close. And you can see that Oz, having had a bit of a past with Flung, is clearly hesitant to kind of take him on as he is now, but starts walking up towards you guys, and he kind of grabs Jeff by the lead. And as he reaches up for the lead, he watches the old man reaches his hand as well and grabs hold of it. Not so fast.
Wait, the old man?
The old man?
Wait,
Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, he didn't go?
different old man?
Oh, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot he's gone. Forgive me.
Bye.
Yeah, old man's dead, unfortunately.
Forgot he got
he is
voted out.
gone.
So I
Fair
say,
enough. No, he's gone.
well,
Poor guy.
let's get a move on.
Nindal, how long will Barry be big?
It It should be a total of 1 hour.
All right, so then we can get moving. Rumgar, I have so many questions to ask you, but first, I'm going to do something that's going to make you ask some questions. Just don't worry about it for now. We have to get out. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I can just imagine Rumgar speaking to Tiny Cleave.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
so
looking
funny.
around at everyone. Just,
Everybody start walking. I'm going to prepare to be able to speak to the other 2 sandwalkers. All 3 of them. Everybody get on.
I'm hopping on Barry.
The small ones get on Barry, and the big ones will distribute with the Sandwalkers. So I hop on Jeff.
Have you got any more big potions, Nindle? No, you throw
fresh
them all
out.
into... Yeah.
Well, what about all the potions we have?
Oh,
have you
yeah,
analyzed
actually,
them and
really fast.
you and
Yeah,
Osmanthus
can you
maybe
all
can
look at
figure
those?
out?
Oh,
See
Osmanthus
what we've
might
got?
be able to distinguish.
This could be a concerning thing. It's not so easy to test potions without a lab. Your best bet outside of a lab is just taking a sip and seeing what works, but, yes,
No,
you see
no.
the issues there.
All right, let's just put them all in the saddlebags, and let's get on our way. Rumgar and I don't know, Osmanthus, you're with me. And after about 10 minutes, I'm gonna turn into another sandwalker.
Okay.
Awesome.
Who did you say was with you?
Oz and Rumgar.
Oz and Rumgar. Okay.
I think we should keep Felgrin and Jean Canito separated, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust the whole Felgrin trying
Felgrin
to
wants
take
Jean, we want Jean,
Yeah,
so...
seems like a conflict of interest here. So I'm on
And
Jeff.
Flan will be able to keep up with us? I don't know how his movement works.
Nindal
find
can
out.
be on Barry because they're still small, right?
Yeah, those who are still small, or yeah, tiny specifically, can definitely climb aboard there.
So then I suppose Jean. You know, I don't know how much
Jean
I
and
trust
Felgrin are
them
both
taking
small
our
still.
sandwalkers. Like Felgrin on two and Jean on
you,
3.
you with Jean, and then
Okay.
Felgrin with
With who?
Rodrick?
Rodrick. Yeah.
I think I'd rather
Roderick's
have Osmanthus drive one of the
Roderick's small.
wild sandwalkers instead of being on
That makes
Cleave.
sense.
Okay,
And I'll
yeah,
take
there you
Rodrick. I'll
go.
take Rodrick.
So Felgrin
Osmanthus.
and Osmanthus.
So you said Cleave's got Rumgar and Rodrick then?
Sure.
Maybe,
That's pretty light
maybe, I
And then
guess.
Barry's got Calagon and
If you
Nindal.
trust Felgrin with one of our sandwalkers on his own, trying to
Well, isn't
Go away.
Roderick still small?
That one should be gone. Rodrick is still small, yes.
Yeah, so Roderick will go on Barry still, right?
Still? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Barry is hurting currently, and not the most comfortable, but he can manage.
Can
He
you
can manage.
can you help Barry a little bit?
actually.
As
yes.
you all now start to climb aboard, you can see where, specifically Calagon, you see that Barry is overjoyed
I'm
to
gonna
see that
give
as everybody
Barry
else starts to
10
climb
health.
onto the sandwalkers, he starts kind of giving like a little happy dance in the sand. So he's like kind of trotting around and like pressing his feet into the ground and kind of shaking around as you climb aboard.
How does Barry look?
Rough
very
but
good.
happy.
Okay. Health wise,
I think he's
great.
at 10, right?
Right.
What is he at left?
10 out of.
No, he had less than that, I think, right?
He only had 2 until. Wait, no. You hit me
Well,
with
no.
another 6. I don't remember how that ended.
Didn't
Wait,
he
no, you
have...
were going to, but then maybe you switched it up.
I don't know.
Okay,
Last
so
time
he
I
probably
remember
just
him,
got
he had 2. He
Yeah.
had 2, yeah.
So he's got
Okay.
2 HP.
Well, now he has 12.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna
good
lay
to see
hands
you.
on him and heal him.
Fantastic.
go.
All right. As you do so, just kind of in passing, as you guys now all walk off, you getting to sit this ride with Jean,
Yes.
finally getting to properly meet your new companion after all this time,
Yes. Finally.
and you notice immediately that he takes to being the silent type for just moments, but it's in his nature to be curious. As immediately he then opens up, what exactly are you?
Well, that's a very good question. Because I also do not know. I know my lineage, but what came from it? News to me.
Fair enough. It's a fun one. You,
I am part celestial and part Genasi.
Huh.
Not the usual mix that
We've not
You
met
probably
somewhere,
heard.
right?
us met. I don't recall.
Fair enough.
Why? Do I look familiar to you?
In some way, but I can't quite picture it.
Like a place where people would know each other, like a place of friendship.
So I say, so those stories you were telling us down in the cells,
You remember? Yep.
I do.
What about them?
Tell me more.
Unfortunately, I guess you guys missed the breadcrumbs. I can only tell you so much.
And
My
why
life
that,
is is only valuable so long as I have information.
Well,
And
you see, I
unfortunately,
also
don't
have information.
What kind of information?
Information that I think might be useful to you.
Hear me out. If it is, then we can certainly trade. That being said, I mostly care about history. And I've agreed with the whole world at this point. Whoever's to save me is able to call first dibs. Until now, I've worked alone, and,
Did we not just save you?
yes and no. As I heard, you seem to work for the Vindril dynasty.
Well, that is to be discussed. You see, we may have affiliated in some way or form, but we aren't necessarily a part of the Vindril dynasty. We are our own entity.
Right.
Just an adventuring party with a mission. And it might be a mission closely tied to yours.
That would be great. But unfortunately, we're gonna need to decide quickly then, because I can't just be giving out information to everyone.
I understand. Well then if we can't have any new information, tell me again that story of the 4 horsemen.
Curious lot, no doubt. There's something about them that they keep coming up everywhere I go. That
Everywhere as in
well, at least 2 of the bastions so far.
the bastions. You've been to the bastions.
I guess that may be saying too much with just that, but
Well, no, not exactly. That's in part our mission too. We'd love to see the bastions.
many would. They're certainly interesting, but there seems to be continual threads throughout each
Threats.
threads. And well, those 4 horsemen, it almost seems like the bastions were a love letter to him.
A love letter.
Can't quite place it just yet, and I guess I can't really go into any fine detail for the time being, but it is
I see.
interesting, and I'm glad to see others share my interest, and not
It's
just
extremely interesting.
for power.
Now, do you think these 4 horsemen have to do with history in the past or with the future?
I suppose I'd only really considered the past, but if they're to come, that would be... Honestly, I don't know whether that'd be good or bad. From what I've seen, though, I certainly have my guess. And as you all are now walking off, and Barry now taking to the skies, just lightly, still hovering close by. You can all see that Flung has a 10 speed total.
Very good. But he's been going in our direction.
But he is going in your direction.
Well, that's
Gotcha.
okay. Nobody's gonna touch him. So, I don't necessarily think, as Arlyn, I would like to slow down to 10 speed every 6 seconds.
Does one of the potions we have look like a growth potion?
Make an
Well, that was
investigation
kinda what I was
check.
gonna
Sure,
say.
let's
That's really
make a jelly bigger.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
oh man!
I was gonna suggest do a small one and just put him in
One
like
of
a
them
pot
does.
Put him in a vial.
or a vial or something. You know, yeah, depending on how small we can get him.
Would growing him, how much would that increase his speed to it? I wouldn't know, would I?
You would not currently.
Well,
I'm going to...
does one of them look like a shrinking?
Cleave. Cleave. Can you maybe give our buddy some help? He's fallen back. I was thinking if he had bigger steps, maybe he would go faster.
I have to gesture as the animal. I just like kind of stand up with my little like paws that go into the floor, and I'm just like, and then I don't want to like reach into one of the saddlebags for like a water skin.
Do I know what color?
It seems like this deep blue.
It's the deep blue one. No? Okay. Osmanthus is on your back, right?
Yeah.
Oz. Remember he saved your life? You can help him out.
All right, fine.
The deep blue one, just give him enough to keep coming.
All right, and he starts kind of like rummaging through different bags. He says, "I don't know exactly which ones ended up in mine, but give me a second here, and I'll search." Sorry, who's this for?
Flan, he's fallen behind. He's not moving very fast.
I really don't know about that one.
He saved your life. He could have killed you, and he chose not to. Flan, gargle if you agree.
I'm getting away before that happens. And you watch as he reaches into the saddlebag, pulls out a small vial, and just drops into the sand. He says, "Just run it over. Absorb it if you need to. I will be very, very far away. See you guys back when we get to Rudon." Yeah. And as he takes off, you watch as the sand kicks up, and now Flung pressing closer and closer towards it, eventually just
I just start moving too.
oozes right over top this vial, and you hear the just like shattering of glass, and you watch as the ooze continues to now seep outward and upward, and just grow larger and larger and larger.
Perfect.
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
No.
Nothing could go wrong. 'Cause everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, it's so
Congratulations on making it out, guys. You did it.
Yeah. Okay.
wow.
Just
man.
needed 4 wishes to make it happen.
Made it out.
I can't believe Joel brought in the most redonkulous character I've ever seen in D&D still somehow.
April.
Yeah, that was absurd.
Oh man. We had a lot of fun with. We've been having fun with the stat sheet this
We
week.
did
That is
have a lot of
crazy.
crazy fun.
That too.
Now
But
we gotta
that
figure
was
out what in the world to do
dangerous.
with like all of these characters. We were able to get rid of one of them, but
Well, I suppose we're going back to at least Rudon.
it's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good start. At least Oz will know where he's at.
Yeah, Oz.
You guys
then maybe
just
we
told
could send
Flung that he
Rumgar
was
off
going
again.
back down into the sewers of Osmanthus's place. So let's find out if he understands you guys or not.
Well, it's gonna take more
next week.
Oh, we're gonna bring a giant jelly to Rudon.
We love you guys. God bless. See you next week.
Bye bye.
Later.
What's up, everybody? Nick here. Thanks for sticking with us so far. I'm going to grab a minute of your time and we're going to go over today's Devo. I'm going to use a book that I previously mentioned in a past Devo. It's 1 Minute with God for Men. Again, it's a great tool. It's just here, we'll walk through it together. Today's April 8th, and it's about courage. Where do I get courage to deal with life's obstacles? Great question. The more convinced you are that you can overcome an obstacle, the more boldly you will attack it. If you are convinced that God will help you overcome your obstacles, then you will be even more courageous in moving ahead. This conviction that God will help comes mostly from reading and studying God's Word, where you discover His desire and power to accomplish great things through you. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, it says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my victorious right hand." Also in Joshua 1 verse 7, it says, "Be strong, be very courageous. Obey all laws Moses gave you. Do not turn away from them, and you will be successful in everything you do." God's promise is displayed perfectly in Matthew 19, verse 26. It says, "Humanly speaking, it is impossible, but with God, everything is possible." I love you guys. Thanks for sticking with us this far. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we'll see you next time on Divine Inspiration.